Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Damayanti and today we are going to discuss understanding how children learn, learning through observation, imitation, trial and error, experimentation and experience. So before we are going to start the video, let's start with a positive note said by Albert Einstein. That is, anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Now, in this video, we will discuss about introduction of the topic, nature of characteristics of learning, factors affecting child learning, types of learning in children, learning through observation, imitation, trial and error, experimentation, experience and its advantages and disadvantages. Now come to the topic. Introduction to child learning. Learning is a continuous process which children acquire knowledge, skills, attitude, habits and values. Children do not learn only from books or classrooms. They learn from everything around them like family, school, society, media, environment and daily experience. Child learning is active, continuous, purposeful, social in nature, influenced by environment and experience. So children learn in different ways depending on their age, interest, ability, motivation and surroundings. Now, next we have characteristics of learning. Nature of learning, like learning is continuous. It begins at birth and continue throughout life. Learning brings changes, like it changes behavior, thinking, attitude and skills. Learning is universal. Every child learns in one way or other. Learning is goal oriented, that is, learning helps children achieve needs and goals. Learning depends on experience. Real life experience improve understanding. Learning is social. That means children learn from interaction with parents, teachers, peers and society. Learning is individual. That is, every child learns differently. Now, we have already discussed about factors affecting child learning. Still, we will quickly recap the points. It is intelligence, motivation, environment, family background, health and nutrition, emotional condition, teacher's method, peer influence, opportunities for practice. Next we have types of learning in children. Already, according to our syllabus, children commonly learn through observation, imitation, trial and error, experimentation and experience. We will discuss one by one. First we have learning through observation. Observation learning occurs when children learn by watching others' actions, behavior and outcomes. Children carefully observe from parents, teacher, friends, elders, television and social media characters and they learn behaviors from them. Famous psychologist Albert Bandura explained that children learn many behaviors by observing and imitating others. This is called observational learning or social learning. So the process of observational learning are attention, That is, the children pay attention to the behavior or model. Second step is retention. The child remember the behavior. Next we have reproduction. The child tries to repeat the behavior. Last one is motivation. The child performs the behavior if encouraged or rewarded. Or repetition. Next one is some examples. A child learn greetings by observing parents. Students learn classroom disciplines by watching teachers. Children learn language by listening to adults. A child learn drawing techniques by watching classmates. Next we have advantages and disadvantages of observation learning. Advantages are fast and natural learning. It improves social behavior. No need for direct instruction always. It helps in personality development. Some limitations of observational learning are: children may imitate wrong behavior. Negative media influence may affect learning. Lack of proper role models create confusion. Next we have learning through imitation. Imitation is learning by copying the action, speech, gesture or behavior of others. Young children especially learn through imitation because they naturally copy people around them. For example, a child imitate a parent's speech. Student copy handwriting styles. Types of imitations are immediate imitation, like copying behavior instantly. For example, clapping after seeing others clap. Delayed imitation, like copying behavior after sometimes. For example, repeating a scene from a cartoon dialogue after watching it. Next we have educational importance of imitation. It helps in language learning. It improves classroom habits, useful in dance, art and sports. Teacher act as role model. It improve proper pronunciation. Some advantages of imitations are: easy and natural method. It is effective in early childhood stage. It helps skills learning quickly. Disadvantages of imitations are: blind imitation may occur. Children may imitate harmful habits. It reduces originality if overuse. Next we have learning through trial and error. Trial and error learning occurs when children try different methods until they find the correct solution. The child learns from mistakes and repeated attempts. Famous psychologist Edward Thorndike explained trial and error learning through his famous experiment and proposed law of effect. It's in Thorndike's experiment, Thorndike placed a hungry cat inside a puzzle box. After many random attempts, the cat accidentally opened the door and got food. Gradually, wrong response decreases and correct responses increases. Thus, learning occurs through trial and error. Law of learning by Thorndike. First one is the law of readiness. That is, children learn better when they are ready to learn. Next one is law of exercise. That is, practice strengthen learning. Law of effect is successful responses are repeated. Children repeat successful action and avoid failures. Next one is examples of trial and error of learning. So, learning to ride a bicycle, solving mathematics problem, learning computer skills, playing video games, learning to write neatly. Some advantages of trial and error are builds confidence and problem solving skills. It encourages self learning. It it occur when permanent learning. Limitations of trial and error are it is time consuming, it create frustration, not suitable for all topics. Next we have learning through experimentation. Meaning learning through experiments means learning by doing, testing and discovering things practically. In this method, children gain knowledge by performing activities and observing the result themselves instead of only listening to explanation. It is also called experimental learning or learning by experimentation. Learning through experimentation is a process in which children try new ideas, perform activities, observe outcomes, draw conclusion from their experience. Next we have steps in experimental learning. First one is identifying the problem. The child recognizes the questions or problem to investigate. Making assumption or prediction. The child predict what may happen in the experiment. Performing the experiment. The child carries out the activity to test the prediction. Observing the result. The child carefully watch and record what happens. Drawing conclusion. The child reaches a final understanding based on the results. Some examples of experimental learning are student perform science experiments in a laboratory. A child grows a plant to understand plant's growth. A child fixed red and blue color to discover purple color. Children test which objects floats or sink in water. Next we have importance of experimentation learning. Children develops creativity and reasoning abilities. Experimental learning encourage independent thinking. This makes learning interesting and practical. Experiment makes learning interesting and encourages critical thinking of the children. Next we have learning through experience. Experience-based learning occurs when children learn from real-life situation and personal experience. Children understand concepts deeply when they directly experience them. Famous educational philosopher John Dewey emphasized that children learn best through experience and activities. Some examples of experience-based learning are understanding farming by visiting farms, learning cooperation through group work, learning traffic rules while crossing roads, learning honesty after facing consequences of lying. Next we have advantages of experience-based learning. It is child-centered learning. It is better understanding. It encourages active participation. It builds confidence and responsibilities. Okay, so the disadvantages of experience learning are experience may differ among children. Wrong experience may create negative learning. Needs proper guidance. Role of teachers in child learning. A teacher should provide real life activities, organize educational trip, encourage project work, connect lesson with daily life. Comparison of learning methods. Observation learning, learning by watching, for example, watching teachers solve problems. Imitation, learning by copying handwritings. Next we have trial and error learning, means learning through repeated attempts, for example, riding bicycles. Next we have experimentation, learning by doing experiment, for example, science practical. Experiences like learning from real life situation, for example, visiting a market. Next we have modern approaches to child learning. Modern education emphasizes play-way learning, activity-based learning, experimental learning, collaborative learning, inquiry-based learning, digital learning. Next we have the conclusion. Children learn in many natural and meaningful ways such as observation, imitation, trial and error, experimentation and experience. Effective learning occur when children actively participate, explore, observe, practice and connect learning with real life. Teacher and students should provide positive environment, proper guidance, opportunities for exploration, encouragement and support so that children can develop intellectually, socially, emotionally and morally. Thank you all. If you like my video, then do like, share and subscribe. And we will see you in my next